Yeah. Hello, everyone, and happy Eid. Today, I bring to you a message of peace because there's so much disasters going on around the world. For those that don't know, I am Yoruba and I am Nigerian. So I am a Yoruba from Nigeria. And I do have a lot of hats. I wouldn't say where I work or what I do, but those that know me know um, Yewande Okunoren Oyekenu. I like to keep it simple. You can call me whatever title you choose for me, but I'm your humble speaker today. People normally thank their supporters at the end of their speech, but for me today, I want to thank my supporters before I speak. My Arabic language teacher in Morocco, Mohammed, I want to say thank you and happy Eid. My Director of Nursing Services for Refugee Camp, Ambassador Nala of Sudan, who had to flee Sudan for Egypt because of the war, I want to say thank you. My proofreader, Arabic language proofreader, Arayemi Abibulai, based in Lagos, Nigeria, I want to say thank you and happy Eid. And most importantly, my Arabic translator, who has had to flee her country for safety, Bisan from Palestine, I want to say thank you. Today's lecture is titled Multinational Enterprises and Strategies in Climate Risk. It's available on Amazon, and the original publisher is Lulu Bookstore, North Carolina, USA. It's in English and Arabic language, hence it's a bilingual. This research comprises of two sections, and I'll just focus on one section. The first section describes partnerships for multinational enterprises, and the second section describes the challenges and opportunities multinational enterprises face. So it's not as if I'm reading the whole of the book. As I always say, go get your book on Amazon, and I will just give you the case study. The case study is Jordan, and Jordan is the case study because it is one of the countries that faces shortage of water. If you have been in a region that has faced climate risk, I don't think what you'll be thinking of is war. You all work together as a community. For instance, bring water to your community if there's scarcity. As I said, I wouldn't be speaking about regions that are war at each other. And I pray that they can all come together and unite because these wars have been going on for too long. For those regions that are facing climate risk, we have Jordan has decided on its own to receive people that have faced war in their regions. Unfortunately for them, there is a scarcity of water. If you go into a community to start a company and you are a part of that community, as people will say, son of the soil, then you're a local enterprise. If you have left your country to go to another country to start a business, then you are a foreign company. However, if you're a company, for example, people call me a perfect example of an MNE multinational enterprise because I am in England and I have so many volunteers globally, at least 150 people working as either translators or human rights volunteers. And these volunteers are spread across at least 25 to 30 countries. So, such a person, if I was a company, I will be a multinational enterprise. So if you have issues, for example, shortage of water, and you are a company registered in Jordan, you can look outward or inward, depending on how you describe it, to another region where you have your company registered and they have water. And people were wondering why I was tagging Delta Airlines, Qatar, Emirates, Turkish Airlines, because they carry people every day. For example, if there was war and you were bringing them to your refugee camp, you would need something to move these people around. And that's why airlines have a lot of work to do when it comes to rescuing people from war-torn regions. Jordan is our example today, and I would like you to go and read about Jordan, even other than what I have published, and see how they have, in unity, supported one another to make Jordan a great place despite the scarcity of water. I can imagine, for example, in Nigeria, or if there was no water. I went to boarding school, so I know what water scarcity means. I mean, it could be that there's no electricity to pump the water, or the water is available but it's dirty, or maybe there's somebody just over, chlorinated and just put a whole lot of chlorine in the water, and it's like a swimming pool. It's not something you can drink. A lot of things we face, challenges that makes us who we are in life. So if imagine if I was somewhere and there was water scarcity, I would know that. Well, for instance, you shouldn't use too much water to bath, or you should reduce how many times in a week you bath. There are so many things we have used to adapt in life because of the situation around us. So, as I was saying, Jordan has its sea line receding. It's just like when you have hair and then you start becoming bald gradually. So that's how the sea level is, in Jordan and some other countries. So it's going backward. So what do they need to do to bring the water forward? And then there are some other regions. For example, I know I've worked with some people in Niger Delta who called me and like, Dr. Yewande, we are facing flooding. And I was like, I wish we could just go to, Niger Delta region where there was flooding, take their water and take it to regions where they have water scarcity. All they need to do is to clean the water. There's so much we can do to help one another around the world. Yes, we're facing climate change, but we can all solve it if we are united. And if there were not too many borders and too many restrictions, probably I wouldn't need I wouldn't need permission to go to one country where they have water, obviously. But there's so many restrictions, and it's all political, and I do not like to talk about politics. I like to focus on my royal duties, as a princess and a queen. And it's obvious that if we are united, we can do so much together. Lack of infrastructure is an important issue for multinational enterprises. When you go to a country to go and start a business, for example, if you decide to move to Nigeria as an American and you're faced with lack of electricity, it's unfortunate that they do not have electricity 24 hours. And then maybe while you're doing something on your computer, the battery level goes down, you can't charge it because there's no electricity, so you have to wait. So as I always say, what you do in America in one day, you could take up to a week elsewhere to do it because electricity is a problem. So if you are not accustomed to lack of electricity, I remember when I first started my doctorate and somebody said, you're always in a hurry to finish your work. I said, I have to be in a hurry because there might be no electricity. And they said, but there's always electricity here. I said, because I'm used to it, So if I'm in Nigeria or I'm in UK or I'm in the US, it doesn't matter where I am. I always try to finish my work as fast as I can because, I just know that electricity is not, it's not a luxury. Unfortunately, it is the bitter truth. Another thing that affects us, the issues that we have in climate risk, we also have issues like tax. So when one country, decides to do a trade war with another country, it's an issue, and it discourages foreign companies from bringing their business to our regions. I said I wouldn't take long, so finally I would just mention the advantages of taking your business abroad is that you will be helping the lives of locals in your host country. So if you're a multinational enterprise, try to see countries that need your service and try to employ the locals as your staff. That way they will readily accept you. And once you're accepted, it means that there's no issue. It wouldn't be that, oh, your staff are attacked because they're foreigners or you call them expatriates. No, hire the locals and train them. Yes, train them so that they can meet that level. For me, I'm an author. I've written about I've published, rather, I like to say, I've published about 35 books. I have another 5 unpublished books. So by the end of the year, I hope to have published 40 books. And I have printers all over the world. I have bookstores where I don't even know their name. My books are there. Somebody called me in Turkey and said, Dr. Yewande, here's a version of your Turkish the Turkish version of your book. I saw it in a bookstore in my country. I was like, wow, that's great. So a lot of things we can do as multinationals or as internationals, or you know, if you move around the world and you want your business to go everywhere, you have to work with locals and you have to help them. So if you go somewhere and electricity is their problem, don't make it worse than when you go there. Try to help them and do it as your corporate social responsibility. So corporate social responsibility is what I want to leave to you today. Corporate social responsibility just implies that you are making the lives of the people around you, where your company is registered, or you have your factory. You're making the lives of the people there good enough. At least make them happy. So on behalf of the Yoruba tribe, I want to say thank you to everyone that has supported me on my journey as a royal, as a princess, a queen, a grand duchess, a yeye. Anyone I have so many titles people have given me, but I want to say thank you. So corporate social responsibility today is Eid. Whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or you're Jewish, whatever religion you practice, always remember that there are people that are hungry. Even though they have a religion, they may not even be able to feed because of issues that are going on, maybe climate change, war, disasters such as wildfires, earthquakes. Please today look for somebody or a region that you can support. If you don't know any, contact me. I have so many, locations and people that are coming to ask for help. And lastly, I want to say, as part of my corporate social responsibility, I have decided that my translators and tutors, whenever I'm giving my speech, I'll be wearing clothing from their countries to make them happy, because many of them have done this work and they have volunteered and they have not been paid. It's voluntary. Whatever they have to be paid as translators, excuse me, they have said they want to give it to people in refugee camps. So I decided today I am wearing a dress from Morocco. Somebody gave it to me as a gift. And I use this opportunity to say thank you once again to my Arabic language teacher, Mohammed from Morocco. Hopefully, I'll have more clothes from Morocco to wear when I'm having my talks on events like this. Thank you very much and enjoy your Eid.